Ticker symbol REVB fulfilling its downside that we were looking for and the continuation to the upside as we explained. Let's go ahead and go over the potentials for the following days. What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by once again. This is ARCa coming at you with an REVB technicals and raw price action thread of analysis on this Taco Tuesday. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share the video with a friend so that you and them could consider joining our trading community in Discord called ARCa Bulls. With that said, let's dive right into the charts. Okay, you guys, so yeah, yesterday we mentioned the potential of coming back down to validate our newly converted resistance of this broadening descending wedge into a support before continuing on to the upside, since we were at a true breakout test of this formation, right? So usually following the golden rule of three, we get the three settles of the resistance followed by a true breakout on either test number 4, which failed, or number 5. Okay, number 5 would be that true test as well, right? So yes, this was another, I'm not sure if I actually mentioned it, right? But we do have a bearish engulfing here that ended up kind of giving us a hint that there could be a downside coming in, other than the fact that we broke out of the channel or out of the wedge and still need to come back and validate our support before a continuation to the upside. Another thing to kind of notice here is that we got another bullish engulfing here. Okay, so printed today. So we have a very nice candle structure here on the daily time frame, right? So, I'm just kind of giving little key points here, even though if it's a very simple analysis, right? So as candle structures can, sometimes fail. But when you're starting to look at them, at least on the daily, then they have a better strike rate within higher time frames, right? So, So yesterday we were talking about a drop to about $1.12, of which $1.13, and we ended up getting a drop to, you can see it on the L right over here, right where it says L. You can see that for low, and you can see that the drop came down to 112, so just about a cent away from our expectations, right, or a price objective. And the topside target actually just came short too. We were talking about a potential 131 touch, of which we got a high of 128. Right, so not bad. The play is moving pretty much like we said, right? So now it's up to us to kind of determine if the upside is more relevant than not at this current position, right? So first of all, daily MACD is starting to get a massive amount of buy pressure, right? And please notice that we still have the upside pivots here on both of the MACD and the signal line, right? So please notice over here that we have the RSI suggesting a continuation to the upside, and we also have support from the EMA 3 and SMA 14 from the stochastic momentum indicator, paired with increasing volatility, which means more shares are being traded, just like we said yesterday, right? So we in fact got what we were looking for, right? So let's go ahead and kind of look at these. I want to actually move the RSI to the upside here and see what we have directly from the 30-minute immediate short term, right? As there could be continuation here. All right, you guys. So yeah, we still have an upside pivot here on the RSI 30-minute. Let's go ahead and move along. Let's see the bi-hourly time frame. Bi-hourly time frame still suggesting an upside. In fact, we are coming from critical volatility, increasing volatility, and we have that upside pivot on the stochastics as well. Okay, REVB is looking pretty good for at least the immediate short-term time frame thus far. Okay, you guys. So the leading indicator EMA 3 looks like it's pivoting to the upside, or going to be pivoted to the upside very shortly, and we're starting to get actually a bounce for increasing volatility here, paired with RSI to an upside in the bullish control zone and approaching that gravitational zone of the bull strength percentile. Okay, so this is looking not bad even there. Okay, so 8-hour time frame, let's see what it's got. 8-hour time frame still has an upside pivot here in the bullish control zone of the stochastic momentum, and we actually still have an upside pivot on that RSI as well. Okay, so that's looking good. Increasing volatility as well. Very nice. 12-hour time frame, let's see what we got in store for this. Okay, 12-hour time frame, upside pivot in the bullish control zone of the stochastics, and we have the upside pivot here on the RSI, getting close to that gravitational zone with increasing volatility too. Okay, you guys, so, and now we already saw the daily, right? So just take a look at this now, guys. This is very nice. We're still in the contraction phase right down here from volatility, and we have that upside pivot from stochastics barely entering into the bearish control zone with an upside pivot, right? So we definitely want to get a continuation to the upside here. RSI still suggesting upside, and yeah, even the 3-day has an upside pivot on the RSI, corrective pivots to the upside here on the stochastic, and continuation of this contraction phase. Okay, you guys, so this is looking really, really good. Okay, so just like we mentioned yesterday, it was very likely for this thing to actually make a continuation to the upside. So now, taking into consideration our previous days, swing high to swing low, or range high to range low, Fibonacci retracement. Or actually, you know what? Let's just go ahead and take it from today. I'll just go ahead and note that it's taking into consideration just today's price action, right? So right about here. Let's see what the next targets could be, right? So we do have some very, very confluent targets coming up, right? So I wanna actually highlight the area of about the 1.272 at about 148. In this case, I'm seeing 149 to about 150, right? So now let me see so 148, 149 to 154. So this could be a pretty nice range for resistance, right? So before actually, facing a resistance here and then coming back to validate our current highs before a continuation to the upside, right? So yeah, please remember that this formation itself has a price objective per the playbook rules, right? I'm not saying that we're going to go all the way up here, but there is a potential for it, right? So, and that target would be at about $2.31, of which could be fulfilled over a week, depending on the market sentiment, right? Please remember that CPI data is going to be released tomorrow as well, so that's going to present some type of pressures over the broader market. So you definitely need to be careful. If you are a beginner trader, I would suggest staying away from trading tomorrow, as volatility will likely be very high. Okay, you guys, so that's sort of what I'm looking at for REVB thus far, and we'll continue keeping an eye on it, right, you guys? But remember, first and foremost, that I am not a financial advisor. Take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy or sell any assets or hold whatsoever. Okay, you guys, I need you to do your own due diligence, and everything will be cool. But with that said, yeah, I think this is a pretty good place to leave off. Yeah, with that said, I wish you well, a very good night, and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios.